Oh, you're having a documentary crew follow you around now?
Yeah.
This is Hannah McGill, who's the critic for the Glasgow Herald.
Oh my good God.
She was like, that's like 2 minutes after she got out of the section.
Come on, baby.
Everybody loves this film.
When I was a kid and growing up, there was like the rebirth of the skinheads in the early 80s. And so the people that were hanging around the bush shelter where I was, it was all 18 old docs, tight jeans with bleach on them, you know, Fred Perry shirt, bald heads. And you know, there's something so incredibly visual about that, and it drew me in, and I wanted to be part of that. I was like, I think about 11 years old, and my older sister went out with a couple of skinheads from this gang. And so I got access to these people, and I started to dress like them and had my ears pierced and had tattoos. And I mean, ultimately, you know, my aim as a 11-year-old kid was to go to prison. There was one guy that I hung around with in particular that I looked up to him like a father, and I hung around with him all the time, and I always was going on at him about seeing men fight and all, you know, who's the hardest guy in the town and reputations and all of that, and become obsessed with earning a reputation myself. And one night he said, well, you know, if you want to see a proper scrap, I'll take you to see one. I've got a guy that's, you know, called me a fat bastard or something, and I owe him one, and you know, and he sort of said to me, I'll take you to see this fight. So I'm walking up the flats, holding his coat, and he taps on the door, and I'm all charged up, you know, ready. I'm thinking I might get involved, you know, kick him or whatever. And anyway, this woman answers the door, and she's Down syndrome. And, you know, I could hear the tally on in the background. What I wanted to sort of happen to the door was this big thug to answer the door, you know, and, you know, almost be bigger than my hero have to overcome him. But what actually answered the door was a Down syndrome girl holding a baby. For the first time in my life, I was in a bit too deep, and I was like, oh man, you know, let's leave it, let's go. And I didn't want it to happen because I knew I'd push for it, you know, and felt responsible. But anyway, you could see he was right into doing it, and had gone too far. So he says, oh, you know, is your man in? And she calls him through, and before he has a chance to sort of get right up to the front door, your skinhead's in through the door, bang, knocks him straight out with one punch. The girl runs through. It's the most horrible sound, man. I've never heard a thump like it before or after. And this guy was clean unconscious on the floor, but that was just the beginning of it. He was dragged into a corner. His head was balanced between, you know, in a sort of right angle of a corner of a wall. And he basically stamped down on his face, just booted the fuck out of him for about 20 minutes, just beat the fuck out of him. And I stood there and I couldn't move, not because I was addicted to it, I was just frozen. I'd never seen anger like that. This girl ran out screaming and all that shit and bogged off. And I was basically just with him and had caused it, and felt from the instant that girl answered the door, this enormous sense of dread and guilt. The thing that stayed with me more than any other fight was actually what happened afterwards. He goes into the kitchen, gets a pint of water, comes out, chucks it over the guy's face, slaps him round. It's dead kind to him now. It's like, you know, Kev, mate, you know, Kev, can you hear me, mate? You know, and it's like, ugh. He's like, yeah, I'm just going now. Do you want me to turn your chips off and your such and such? I'll go and turn the cooker off, shall I? Do you want the telly leaving on? You know, it was like, oh my, it was disturbing. And so you'd kind of had this incredible rage followed by this kind of bittersweet comedy afterwards, you know. And so anyway, he comes out, I give him his coat back, and I pretend that I've enjoyed it. And it was the hardest performance I've ever had to give in my life. And the 2 or 3 weeks that follow that is me starting to actually pull away from those people, because it's something inside me had been so disturbed by what I'd seen and repulsed by the fact that I'd wanted it, that I actually genuinely believe that night was the beginning of me becoming what I am today.
When the dust has settled days were wrecked. We fought and we lost through idiot nights. Today's darkest cloud was yesterday's light.
Some people's lives were made a misery. And I've stood by and watched my own friends have their head kicked in by older lads and I've not done anything and I still haven't forgiven myself because you just basically, I can understand it, a kid, self-preservation, but I wished I'd gone in and at least thrown one punch and had my head kicked in, you know, and it's that thing that we've all done it, we've all stood and watched and you think, well, at least I'm not getting it, you know, and I suppose that, you know, the whole basis of Dead Man's Shoes is about evicting all that fucking guilt from myself, putting it all onto screen, actually illuminating some of these characters that you grew up with that weren't very nice people. The skinhead I actually grew up with, I still have a lot of affection for. The problem with that one is that I thought I was just like him and I was actually nothing like him, and that was where the problem came. Ultimately, on top of the list, Dead Man's Shoes is about justice and not justice of the government or of the police, human justice, justice of the heart.
If I were you, I'd get in that fucking car and I'd get out of here, man.
If your child hung himself or, you know, your daughter, I know 3 or 4 guys have sex with your daughter and she's 12 or 11, 12 years old, these things go on. And if it actually came home to your door, you know, is basically, would you be able to live with it? And Dead Man's Shoes is about that human justice that most of us do turn away. Most of us manage to make logic of it and move on with our lives. So at the heart of Dead Man's Shoes, you've got a guy that comes back to wreak revenge, and what appears to be almost insane amount of revenge. It's almost like this guy comes back and he appears to almost be a psychopath, but through the course of the film and through having the chance to look back at the incidents and the things that have happened to his brother with these people, hopefully over the course of the film, people will actually come to realise that he's only inflicting the same amount of revenge and the same amount of pain that was inflicted on his brother. He's doing no more and no less. He's trying to recreate the same environment of fear that they put his brother into. In Dead Man's Shoes, you've got a kid that's literally on his way to go and have his dinner with his Uncle Len, walking past a house at the wrong time. A guy wants a pack of fags from the shop, so sees, you know, mentally retarded Anthony, who'll go and do it for him, leans out the window, puts an order in, comes back to the house, just so happens to catch it on a day where the son has got one on him and wants a little buddy round the house and gets drawn into it gradually, piece by piece.
Hey, all right, mate. Just do me a quick favour, mate. On the way down to the shop, you all right?
Oh, no, I've got to go to Uncle Lenny.
It'll take you 5 minutes. Now, come here.
And so, you know, had that guy not been drawing the curtains on that particular day, and Anthony not been walking past, it never would have happened. And, you know, and people might, you know, you're going to get some more negative people look at it and kind of go, you know, oh, what a coincidence. But they all are like that. When the foulest things happen to people, it seems to be on that coincidental level. Someone's just walking past the wrong person at the wrong time, and that's what happens in Dead Man's Shoes. You've got a kid walking past a house at the wrong time.
There you go, mate. I've got to go to Uncle Lenny.
Well, you did well there, lad. You've earned that.
Just going round to the flat that I used to go to in Uttoxeter, was like at the Krypton factor. You know, you'd be given acid, you'd try acid, you know, whatever drugs were around at the time, acid, you know, speed, bongs, bath bongs, pond bongs, sea bongs, you know, you name it. It was like this, you know, you kind of had this thing where you had to be seen to be competing with everybody else. But if you brought someone in from the outside, it was like, you know, the lads would find it hilarious to try all the drugs out on that person. And it's like, you know, drop someone an acid tab and see what happens when you come in with a knife with blood on it, and you know, all of those kind of things. It's like, it's part humour but also part completely dark, and I think that was, you know, the nature of what I grew up in myself.
Is that filming? Here. Welcome to me crib. Come and have a look. This is the kitchen where I like to prepare myself dinner.
So first shot, Gypsy John is going to come up the stairs. The camera's probably going to be a roundabouts here.
You're welcome to have a cup of tea if you can find the kettle.
We're going to bring you up and then you're just going to go through the tour. We're not going to do the axe whacking on this shot. Panster comes in with the axe.
Came by today. Yeah. She was telling everyone and telling all the love that she just found.
When you're not making the right film, things go full, you're drowning, you know, and you can feel yourself drowning and nothing seems to go your way. And when you're on the right project and you're doing something you're meant to be making, people like Toby Kebbell turn up on your doorstep and give the performance of a lifetime.
What, them little lines in your hair?
What, them? You did them.
I certainly did not.
You did.
No, I didn't.
When you cut it.
I try and look like a gangster.
No, I'm going to grow it anyway.
What are you growing it like?
I don't know, long hair.
Like Bon Jovi?
No.
So Toby comes over, I've told him on the phone, you know, he's got 2 hours before he has to come, and it's like, you know, you've got to play a mentally handicapped guy and you've got about 2.5 hours to work on it on the train. And I thought what's going to turn up is like a full-bore Quasimodo character. You know, I thought, well, I'll be able to pull him down, and I thought he'd go right over the top to begin with and I'll start working with him. But when he actually came through the door, he'd got it absolutely nailed.
Do you remember when you came to our school and did that run, Richard?
I do, yeah.
Good day that was, wasn't it? You was the best. You earned the most money, didn't you?
About 300 quid, I think.
It was a guy that was just ever so slightly more simple, you know, not so quick on the uptake, you know, and he'd got this guy that was so much more subtle than what I was expecting to walk through the door. It's someone that's not that dissimilar to anybody else that's walking the street, but in the wrong hands, that can be abused.
No, if you get the plastic, you see the plastic's 3 pence, and the glass is 5 pence. So if you put the 3 with the 5, you lose fucking money. You gotta put the 5s and the 3s separate. So remember, the glass is 5.
It's very rare that I make a conscious effort or I think about a scene beforehand. It's very rare that I actually look at the script and say, this scene has to be something special. I normally look at something, think, well, on the day I might change it, or if it doesn't work out, I'll do this, that, and the other. But I said, I've got to have this acid scene in the film. There's a scene, you know, in the movie where basically the brother's been back, he's actually inflicted his revenge on a couple of members of the gang, but there's this one core idea in his head that he wants to recreate, because when they take his brother out for the day and they keep him prisoner in their company, they do give him hallucinogenic drugs. I very rarely storyboard and I very, very rarely plan anything, but that was one that I knew I had to have control of, and I took a lot of time and effort making that scene and ensuring that it wasn't fake, you know, ensuring that it felt as real as possible. So the actors were kept up, had very little sleep, you know, and basically there was no drugs on set. I don't have anything like that on set.
Sonny, what's my face look like?
Why?
Feels like loose. Is it blotchy or something?
It's a bit red this side. That's all right.
I'd go and get that eye checked, right?
You fed the fish? I fed him this morning, man.
One of them looks like a shark.
this one.
Yeah.
Out you go, Patrick.
See you.
See you, mate.
See you later.
This is a different one.
Fucking hell, Dean, you made me jump, you twat. I'm supposed to be the fucking bogeyman. Not you. This is how I get myself into murderous moods, you know what I mean? I think about poor starving horses. You know what I mean? Pussycats and that, with afflictions.
Action, Paddy! So, John, when you're one step away from the top, when you're on that second stage, just say, you know, I'm John.
Yeah. I just go.
Yeah, sniff. Okay. Just so you know he's there. Action! Paddy, stop it. Cut!
How fucking hard is that? But reacting to something that ain't there.
He's laughing. He wanted you to do that, John.
It's so hard though when there's nothing there.
And yeah.
That's a wrap for Paddy Considine.
Second wrap, everybody.
What can I say about Paddy? He was a true professional.
Pink hair.
God, I wish he was here now. I really do. I wish he was here now.
That is uncannily good.
Get this on, Steve.
Wow. Here's a wig.
Yeah, that's me. Here's a serial killer from the film Monster. Is that the poster?
It is.
Are we allowed to look at it? No. Please, Danny. All the things I've done for you over the time. Jeez, that's fucking brilliant. God will forgive them. That's brilliant, isn't it?
GodWillForgiveThem.com, yeah.
Okay, after you guys. Oh, lovely. No, man. I can't eat at the minute.
Can't you?
I'm too nervous to eat. Yeah, a bit ill. I am dying inside. John, come up, mate. Yeah. Yeah. Straight up, obviously. Okay. How you doing, guys? Yeah. So I get my wife up there with me. Let me go in with Johnny there, haven't we? It's my only chance of getting in the magazine in Mumlord. Yeah, I know. No, you mean the pooper school. Okay. Are we shifting in a level? Yeah. I did the poster! How have you seen that, T?
I know, man. It's unbelievable.
It's looking pretty damn good, isn't it, there? Doesn't it? They've illuminated it. Thank you, Johnny.
Thanks, Johnny.
Takes over your life. It's like voodoo.
He calls it a casting, but basically he drops 3 or 4 of them, and if you squirm,
yeah, you're out.
Then you
don't get a job.
Oh, Stevie, baby. Fucking hell. I've got a lizard in my guts. Running round, making plans, changing stuff around. Kidney up the top, heart down the bottom. It is not right.
he gets the best out of you, because he threatens you.
Well, he threatens you?
You know, there's no worse than an actor going, can you give me this? Because you're going, oh, I don't know, and you start to doubt yourself. But when a bloke puts lit matches under your fingernails, you go, I'll do whatever you want.
Welcome to this year's festival. I have the great honour this evening of introducing this premiere screening of Dead Man's Shoes. And I'm not going to say very much because Mr. Shane Meadows is here with some of the cast as well, so he's going to introduce them. Just to say it's one of the most mesmerising and powerful films I've seen in recent years, and I hope you enjoy it very much. Shane.
I'll just give you a brief rundown. You've got Toby Kebbell, Stuart Wolfenden, George Newton, Joe Hartley, Emily Aston and Paul Hurstfield. Enjoy the film. Cheers, guys.
And I'm not even in the film. I remember when Shane rang up and went, I've got this beautiful opening shot. will you be a tree? It'll be dead ironic. It'll be like 2 fingers up to the drama school community. I went, Shane, I'll be that tree. Turned up, didn't I? I'd done loads of workshopping as a sycamore. He wanted an oak.
And you never
How
want that.
stupid did I feel?
People who commit evils in God's eyes are not beyond redemption. I'm gonna have to go back to town in a bit, mate, to sort some business out.
I don't want to go, Richard.
You don't have to.
What did you do to him? What did you do?
I don't want to go to
Sorry, I'm off. See you in a bit, yeah? See you in a bit. Hey, we'll find you!
It's Antley's brother, isn't it? It's Antley's brother.
You know, the lads had this ridiculous idea that... Yeah, it was me. Making me very nervous, Richard. Well, you should be. If I were you, I'd get in that car and I'd get out of here, man. Because I'll hit you all. You get to me first.
He ain't going away, fellas. He's got to get done.
God will forgive them. He'll forgive them and allow them into heaven. I can't live with that.
Sorry.
You know who I am.
You're the devil.
When I made Once Upon a Time in the Midlands, you were aware that you kind of couldn't go wrong, really, in terms of it, you know, because of the people that were in it, it was going to make a certain amount of money. There was no risk. And in actual fact, I felt like I lost everything. I thought there was nothing at stake, and through having nothing at stake, I kind of lost my way. And I think the thing with Dead Man's Shoes is that when you go back to working with, like you say, inexperienced actors or people with very little training, this could be their first and their last film. And so when they come on with that hunger, and I approached it with a hunger that was like, actually, I might have actually lost what people liked about me. Can I get it back? There's that thing of like, it's almost like a boxer coming back for a, trying to get the crown back again. You know, you've got all these people hailing you as one thing, and then you make something that maybe doesn't quite fit what they expect of you. And the knives come out, and you know, it is very difficult to deal with because all of this great white hope talk, you know, you mentioned as a darling of British cinema, and you believe the crap, you know, you take all that bullshit and think, oh, you know, I've got a right to be here, but you actually have to earn it every time, and that's what I've learned.
I can't be held responsible for the things I say, for I am just a vessel in vain.